Okay. So one of the things that the Breakfast Club is known for is saying the wrong stuff, right?
You
Making
know what?
bad comments.
I can't say it's saying the wrong things because I'm a fan of controversy.
Yeah.
And
So let's say that they are known for being controversial.
I love controversy. Controversy is the quickest litmus test to find out who you're dealing with.
Yeah. So most recently, we have a young lady online by the name of Risa Tisa. That's what she goes by.
Mm-hmm.
She did a 51-part TikTok series about being in love and marrying a pathological liar and narcissist. He has some other medical issues that they talked about later on, and he went by the name of Legion. And I don't know if you watched it. I'm pretty sure you didn't, because that probably was just too much.
That's okay. If it was 50 minutes, but not 50 10-minute segments, that's 8 hours. That's a work
Yes.
shift. Like
Yes.
that's a lot.
Yes.
I need somebody to cliff notes to understand.
Yes.
I did watch pieces and clips and this and like 10 minutes
Right.
or
What was
whatever.
around the stuff that was
Yeah,
floating, right?
the correct me if I'm wrong. The general intention was she met somebody, and as we all do, I have a tendency to do, you ignore all the red flags, when
Yeah,
it
of
comes to,
course.
and that's the thing, and that's one of the things the term love is blind, which is another reason why the show Love is Blind kind of irritates me a little bit because it's not literally. It just means that when you love somebody, you make excuses. You make these outlets.
Listen.
Well, it's not this. No, it is. If it looks like
Mm-hmm.
a duck, it quacks like it does, most likely a duck. You just,
That's right.
because this hunger inside of you wants this to be right so bad.
Mm-hmm.
This is what happens. You know what I'm saying? So, honestly, that sounds like what it was. She met somebody and she wanted it to be right. She wanted it to be real. And you ignored all of these things, full well knowing, most likely in the back of your mind, full well knowing this ain't right. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
But because you want that feeling so bad.
Mm-hmm.
So that was
For
the
sure.
I got from it, is that he just lied and he took advantage of it. Now, to be honest with you, hearing somebody named Legion, listen, I grew up in the Pentecostal Christian church, and last person I heard the name Legion was in the Bible when they said it was a legion of demons that was inside of somebody. So you tell me your name Legion, I'm gonna think you possessed. And
That's what's crazy is she named him that, I think. I think that was her nickname for him. That's what I
we'll go with that.
and she is a woman of God, heavily into Christian church. And so anyway, she it's another part of that I know had to do with her convincing herself that this was okay. And the other part of it is that man was finding a way to pay her bills every month, all of them. And she had never experienced
That before.
financial freedom in whatever capacity. Because when you check the check, you be like want to take financial freedom however you can. Like she was saying that she was going from paycheck to paycheck until she met him. And now he's paying all the bills. The only thing that she had to pay was her car payment and her insurance. So she went from not knowing what, waiting on one check from check to check to having all this free money. It's so easy to fall in love with that. It's so easy to
I'm sure it
fall.
is. I typically, I'm one of them people where I don't trust things like that. I don't trust, and this again, also because I was raised to be terribly skeptical, almost so much so to a fault. And so
Mm-hmm.
anything, something like that, no, I'm gonna raise an eyebrow. Like, no, I don't need you to pay for nothing. I'm good. You know what I'm saying? Like, that's nice. Now I get it. On the other end, I'm a man. She's a woman. The
Yes,
the
yes.
common thing is for a man to come in and provide and do stuff
Oh
like
my
that.
God.
But
Jordan, Jordan, just think. Let me lay it out for you. You are first of all, you're a Christian. So anything that come into your life that's positive, you are going to say that it was sent directly from Jesus to you. That's the first thing gonna happen, right? You gonna say that even in all your sinning, because she down here banging him like a big dog, ain't supposed to be based
I
on the
wasn't gonna say,
Bible,
yeah.
but it's all sent from heaven, right? And then
Yeah, we'll go with that.
so now you if you put this supposedly nice looking man who's obviously ripping a lining out of me, and now on top of that, he's paying all my bills, he has to be heaven sent. So every time he tell a lie, I'm going to, or every time I catch him in something or something doesn't feel quite right, I'm going to make an excuse for it because he's ripping a lining out of me and he paying my bills. If he was only doing one or the other, you might be able to wiggle your way out of this. Mm-hmm. But the two together is dangerous, especially for Christian women. Especially for Christian women. Because that's my take on it. Somebody's not gonna like me. It's okay. This is what my personal experience has been, as well as what I've seen. Dude had went and falsified documents for paperwork saying that he had offshore accounts. He had falsified documents saying that he had a job that was paying for him a company vehicle. He had this woman all in the dealership looking at $90,000 to $100,000 cars, $80,000 to $100,000 cars, saying like this the car that you should be in. He had her looking at $1 million homes and coming up with documentation, proof of funds. They was asking him for proof of funds. That's pretty much where his stuff went to shambles, when they got to asking for that proof of funds for whatever reason. He couldn't come up with the documentation for proof of funds for the first house. And anyway, now the story is out. She's getting all this attention. People are giving her, as far as I know, Delta is flying her to London. Somebody's giving her hotel accommodations for London because one of her dreams, this man had even went as far as to say, this summer we going to London, because that was her dream vacation. See, what he did, he got off on telling her that he was going to do things for her that she really wanted to do.
And maybe I can take you to London for a little under $2,000 and live and stay good too. Like that's not.
I don't know what I was like, and that's what he was doing just throughout the whole thing. Every time he felt the leash getting loose, like she was about to bounce, he would say something, do something, promise her something based on what. Yeah, and
remember,
and
she's like, "No, please, I'm a child."
and she would become she would be re-engaged, right? Mm-hmm. And then when she married him, like they were married and everything. So anyway, here we are. The Breakfast Club decides to, put her on Rumor Report, Hot Topics, whatever the hot topics were. And Charlamagne said something to the effect of, this is big back activity.
He said, now, okay, so here's the thing. Remember what I said before, Charlemagne is the shock factor of it. His history is well documented
I'm
of
working.
purposely, yeah, saying things to piss people off. I mean, he's almost gotten beat up live
I'm
on
recording a
air.
podcast.
He's almost gotten beat up on air, all that. So, I mean, the fact that he said it doesn't bother me. And to be honest, one of the things that I've heard, there's a difference between, because I saw the young lady was on Tamron Hall.
Come in, so you can see what I'm doing.
The young lady was on Tamron Hall. And so he was like, he called me
I'm recording a podcast. I'm recording a podcast. Is that okay?
But now,
and you're gonna keep going. Although I'm recording. Yes. How can I help?
I'll take that. All right.
You sure?
Yeah. I didn't know.
Thank you. What were you saying, Jordan?
No, like I understand his position is to say the shocking things. It's to get the rise out of people. It's to get, the controversy going. That's his position. That's what he plays. So it doesn't shock me that he said it. When she was on, I saw the young lady, I saw a snippet of when she was on Tamron Hall. And she didn't say his name directly, but she referred to the situation, the conversation that they had, and say that he called her a big back. Technically speaking, he did not. His words verbatim were, was this person a big back? Because he didn't say, and then he said, because it sounds like big back behavior.
Right.
That's what he said. Now, being somebody who, listen, I was born 10 pounds, 12 ounces, almost 11 pounds at birth. I was a chubby kid, chunky kid. I'm big now. Okay. While I have been on a weight loss journey and, nationally or whatever and all that, I know what it's like to enter spaces and romantic spaces as someone who is big. Okay. There are elements of truth to his narrative and what he's saying. Let's not pretend like it's not. It is.
I agree.
There are many things that I faced it myself, where I've had people approach me and the narrative is, oh, well, since you big, you're going to be willing to do more, have more.
Whatever.
Yeah, you know what I'm saying? Because now the one thing that I'll never forget, somebody had to help me realize this. One of the things, this isn't to sound cocky or anything, but one of the things I've always been told is that while I'm big, I've been told that I'm handsome. So I had to realize that, first of all, like, you're not here for your health. First off, you like me. While I may be different than your normal type, I may be that, but first of all, let's not pretend like there's not a reason. You know what I'm saying? Like, first of all, I'm attractive too. You fine, and so am I. You know what I'm saying? But I understand there are a lot of people, especially when you're bigger, they do not have that. You can look at movies that have told it, everywhere from Precious to, where, Woman Thou Art Loose, when she was like, did I put my husband before my wife or whatever? She was like, but did I put myself before both of them? Yes, because who gonna love? It's common. So
why did I get married?
Yeah. You know what I'm saying? Like, it even references, it was like, this sounds like Sheila. And she even said the same thing. Justin Laris was like, well, no, Sheila was beautiful. No, he was like, Sheila was beautiful. Again, big woman, pretty face. I can, sympathize with that narrative. Big man, I'm not trying to be. Yeah, you know what I'm saying? I get the narrative here. I've lived it my whole life. Do I think it was probably do I think she was probably genuinely offended by it because it directly went to her? Yeah. But to be honest, did he really call her that? Technically, no. He just was talking about the behavior. You know what I'm saying? And yes, if we be honest, yeah, it is a common thing for, people feel like that I have to overcompensate for my size because since I'm this way and I know you probably don't like this, well, I'll do this, 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 and this. You know what I'm saying? I hate to say it, but it's almost like a job. You apply for a job and you be like, okay, well, they want really a master's degree. Or no, they want a PhD. I got a master's, but I do have 15 years of experience. I got this, and I'll take less. You know what I'm saying? It's the same. You know what I'm saying? So do I understand where he was coming from? Yes. Was it stated in a way that, of course, that topic in general? Now, the one thing that some other people have pointed out, which was the truth, maybe we all had, when I say we all, they even went through the personal lives of the people on the panel right there, from Just Hilarious and being run around by Country Wayne or whatever, your big, small, your medium back self or whatever. Yeah, you've been a fool for love too. You know what I'm saying? You've been Charlemagne's is well documented. Everything from this. So we've all had that where, you want something to be true and you went there, you know what I'm saying? So it's not even just big back behavior, quote unquote. You know what I'm saying?
It's just wanting to be in love.
Want to be and wanting somebody. I mean, look at people would argue at this point, from looking at even Beyonce and Jay-Z, baby. You know what I'm saying? Like, I don't care who you are. You can look at Beyonce, Lala, Halle Berry. You know what I'm saying? All these are women that was cheated on stage. And
it's breaking up,
so
Joy.
for you to exclusively,
it's breaking up again.
Oh, for her to leave, let's try. Yes, okay. How about now?
Nope.
Now. Can you hear me now?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, we got it.
Yeah, it's not exclusively just because somebody who is bigger. Now, in that particular case, is she a bigger woman? Yes.
Did she take some of them shots because she was bigger? Yes.
Yeah, you know what I'm saying? Now, I will even say this. Now, I'm gonna be honest with you. I maybe, so like you said, it could have been paying all. I would have maybe kind of understood ignoring some all the. I mean, the paying the bills does it, but like if he were, in popular opinion, an exceptionally handsome man, you know what I'm saying?
No.
Like,
she said he was. She obviously thought so. I didn't, and the consensus across the nation seems like she was the only one thought that he was fine. Well, I shouldn't say that because this man has also been married 2 other times. Has been married 2 other times and has committed this same type of situation at least 3 to 4 other times outside of her. Like this is what he does, serial type situation.
Yeah, there's another personality that I love. I don't know if you've seen her, Shop AF. She's the one that does those.
Yes, I love her. I love her too. But like, I haven't heard her commentary on this though.
Yeah, like she was talking about, people have been sending me this. I love her because she'd be like, it's really very simple. Let's check the board.
I love her.
I love her too.
Hilarious.
Yeah, so she was even commenting on, like, I'm saying, like, and she went through a similar situation, I'm saying, where,
did she? Oh, is that what happened with her recently with her?
Yeah.
Oh, okay. See, what I did was, I did what she asked me to do. She did a post and was like, listen, mind your business. I was like, okay. She went
on live and started addressing it, and apparently from the lives that I've seen, again, I'm sorry to borrow from T.S. Madison, all this shit we say is alleged.
Right. Right.
But allegedly, her wife went and did the same thing. She was pretending like she was paying all the bills and not, and she was handling everything and taking all the money. And they ended up, that's where she's getting a divorce now. So even something similar happened where she was like, I don't know who I married. I thought I had this person that was taking care of all of this. And meanwhile, they selling me up the river and taking my money and robbing Peter to pay Paul and doing, whatever, and doing this. So, I mean, it's not like what she dealt with. Not granted, to also, it's not common, but I mean, it's not uncommon But yeah, I think for Charlamagne and them to say that, I think he purposely said stuff like that to get people going? Of course. What did Will Ferrell say? It's provocative. It gets the
Gets
people
the
going.
people going.
You know what I'm saying? Like, you know, was it probably said like that? Yeah, you know, it was. They probably knew that. But in all fairness, he really technically didn't call her a big bag. He was unfamiliar with how she looked, and he said by this behavior, because just let's be honest, a woman who is a quote unquote 8, 9, or 10, you know, whatever, who I got my body done, I got this. They're not doing all that.
Now,
at least in the beginning.
Let me tell you something. One, I think that Charlamagne the God is too savvy as it pertains to social media to make me believe
that he didn't know.
He had not seen that woman. Charlamagne, they ain't had no, this woman was able to garner 40 plus million some followers in 5 days. There's absolutely no way this man did not. From Valentine's Day to a week later, she went from a few thousand followers to millions. Charlamagne the God, who is a online person, there's no way he had not seen her. Now, did he say that to get people going? Yeah, but is it what was it? Would we? I think that we would be. I personally think we would be foolish to think that man had never seen her. The way he said it as if he was not interested in the story enough to have seen. You probably didn't sit and watch it, but she has come across your timeline, my boy. She has been in your group chat, my boy. Stop.
Okay. With that being said, and that being, a thing too, let's also add into the fact of considering that profession. I'm sure it's tons of stories. I'm sure it's tons of, and you go through, and sometimes we all human. You know, I've been there. You ever heard somebody mention something? You're like, no, I haven't heard of that. And then when they get to talk, you're like, oh, yeah. You're like, you know what I'm saying? Like, I remember.
That, right.
Yeah. So, I mean, I'm sure that's probably a factor of it too. Like they do that every day, all day. Had he probably heard of it? Yeah. But especially when you early in the morning like that, sometimes your brain ain't working and people will say that and you like, why does that sound familiar? The story may come back to you, but you be like, okay, what did they look like? I don't remember. You know what I'm saying? Like, and so do they have a habit of sometimes saying stuff like that or whatever and be like, oh yeah, okay, yeah, or whatever. I probably think that was a factor of it too. I mean, let's be honest. The show starts at what? They on the East Coast. They in the
3-4 in the morning.
Yeah, 3-4 in the morning to start. So I will give that
now
a pass too.
Now, me being and it's not recent, but over the years I have climbed my way into the big back community.
I don't
know that I took offense. I don't know that I took offense of it. To say that is, I think the reason why I feel the way I feel and I'm a little bit conflicted is because I saw this happen to who I feel like is one of the most beautiful women in the world twice. My dear friend, I will not say her name, was duped twice. Almost went to the altar with guys like this guy twice. So I don't think I do believe that her being bigger and having some self-consciousness about herself definitely played a role, right? She said that the reason that this happened, the reason why she ended up letting this man live with her, one, they went on lockdown. So like they had met and then 2 weeks later they was on lockdown.
They was in the Love is Blind plots.
Yeah, so we ended up on a pandemic lockdown. This man offered to pay bills, and then She ain't say nothing about him ramming her, but that's had something to do with it. She didn't want to be on lockdown by herself, and the man was paying all the bills. She has obviously, she's definitely stated that she was feeling a way. I mean, she has stated since then, like you said on Tamron Hall and all of that, she's subconscious. Of course, she's self-conscious about her weight and stuff like that. What tripped me out about it was like with the Just Hilarious thing. Now, Just Hilarious is supposed to be on the show to wrangle these dudes back in when they get out of line, so to speak. In my opinion, she jumped right in. Oh yeah, for sure, big back issues, like and all of that. And I feel like that's where people got most offended, was because she didn't defend quote unquote women, right? Well, she didn't defend this woman.
Which is why I think why T.S. Madison, which her and Jess Hilarious have just gotten back into it again over, because T.S.
Did
Madison.
they? See, I need to watch that. I know you told me to watch it, and I haven't watched any commentary from T.S. Madison on it.
They went and talked about, because T.S. Madison and went and said, she was like, are we gonna let him get away with, us as she was like, as a big backer myself, are we gonna let him get away with saying this, or are we gonna cave his face in? And then they went
talking about who? Charlemagne.
Charlemagne, yeah. Mm-hmm. And so then Just Hilarious, came back and was saying that, well, you shouldn't say that because we can't say anything about you. Pretty much bringing up the fact of, since you're a part of the LGBTQIA plus community, that if we say anything about you, we're going to be canceled. But to be honest, that's not true in an instance of, she wasn't literally saying, I'm going to go and cave his face in. We was just saying, like, are we going to let him get away with this?
Right.
Like, you know what I'm saying? Are we going to, like, and so, they went back and forth on that, which went into a whole thing about misgendering and all that, and which is, that's a whole other topic by itself.
Right.
But the thing about that is, she was kind of backed up in the instance of when a young lady came on, when Risa Tisa came on Tamron Hall, pretty much saying that, hey, these are, real people that you're talking about, and this isn't just quote unquote big back behavior. And one of the things that you said that I have found in recent years to be so true is that how you see someone is not necessarily how they see themselves.
Mm-hmm.
And so, like you said, you was like, to me, she's one of the most beautiful people. I've known, friends of mine that I know that are in incredible shape. You know what I'm saying? Like when I tell you work out and you talk to, some of them, and, they'll be like, while they may look this way on the outside, how they feel, their mental projection of how they see themselves, they don't see themselves the way everybody else sees.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
And so sometimes, which is the reason why you can get somebody who they, on the outwards, everybody else see it, but to them, they still don't fit. You ever saw Central Intelligence?
No.
Okay, Central Intelligence was with The Rock and Kevin Hart. And so The Rock played this guy. It went viral, and it was funny because they had this CGI scene where he was, fat, and he was in the shower singing In Vogue's Never Gonna Get It. And so it was this scene in there where he faced one of his childhood bullies. And while he was facing one of his childhood bullies, now mind you, he's 6'5" and swole and all this right now. But when he faced his bully, he looked in the mirror, they saw him look, and he saw the self-deprecating, poor fat kid from when he was a teenager. Now, mind you, your self-perception, do I look like that now? No. But sometimes things can make people feel and act as if they are. So, like you said, that's why you have some people who, to the outside, everybody else is like, oh my God, you're gorgeous. You know what I'm saying? Whatever.
Right.
They don't see it. So sometimes how you see yourself, and on the opposite end, you can have some people, which I'm not gonna lie, I kind of love to see it, where it's the opposite, where the general public does not feel that they are attractive, but baby, you talk to them in this light, but I love your confidence. You can't tell me I ain't the finest thing walking.
Right.
So it all depends on how you see yourself. So sometimes people can be, what's the word I'm looking for? Susceptible to treating behavior like that, not because of how they look, but because of how I see myself.
Right. I think that so okay, so in the what's our jury? What's our verdict with the Breakfast Club, with them saying, calling this girl big back? Was it just a salacious comment to get the people going, like we said, or
Correction, from what I would remember, they never called her a big back.
like yeah, you're right. They
They
said
never
they didn't
did.
call her. They said this seems
Big back
like big back behavior, and she just so happened to have been big back based on the way they presented it. So we're going to say that they basically were giving commentary like how anybody else was giving commentary about the situation, and Risa Tisa should probably get ready to have a thicker skin, considering you put yourself out there. You put yourself out there, and because you put yourself out there and you're about to reap so many benefits because of it,
it's gonna come with some backlash too.
That's right. It comes with backlash. So thicken your skin, honey. Me personally, I am a fan of you. I certainly hope that she gets into some type of storytelling situation, because the way she told the story, definitely, it had its moments where you were thoroughly engaged because of the way the story was told and the way she set things up. It was like you wanted to hear it. You wanted to hear more because you wanted to know, well, what this got to do with this. You know what I mean? And I think
there's a actress who has already put in her bid online to play the part of her in the movie.
I think that she's a smart girl. Whoever that is who did that,
I can't remember her name.
She's a smart girl. And I think that this story should be told. I think that it's a perfect thing for Tyler. Mr. Tyler Perry need this. This is the type of story he like to tell. Right? And so I think that I think he would do it justice. I don't think it should be like I don't think it should necessarily be on like a big screen, but it should be like something like almost like Lifetime-ish. Like maybe if he did the movie and then put it on BET Plus, I think it should be something like that for sure. Because she definitely has a commentary for it. It's a full script. It's a full script.
It definitely is. Yeah. I can't. And it was like, you put this out here, and I think that's the thing that people don't get ready for, is that you put it out there and you wanted the attention for it. And yes, the attention comes with, I'm sure you didn't think you was going to end up on Tamron Hall, but yeah, I'm sure you also didn't think you was going to end up a topic on the Breakfast Club, and
exactly,
and displayed in a light in which you were not ready for. And I think that is the portion of it. I've had a few moments similar to that where I've made random comments. Like I've went viral a few times on accident. And so you don't think what's all gonna happen. You know what I'm saying? Like when you say you do certain things and you don't think, that anything is gonna become of it. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
I'm sure she did this. I'm sure she didn't spend 8 hours chronicling one of the biggest times, one of the most, embarrassing times in her life, to not think anything was gonna become of it. But I'm sure she didn't see the full spectrum.
Of course. She didn't think anybody was gonna. Now people all over the world is watching this thing. We got about 3 minutes, Jordan. I want to just thank you so much for coming on today and talking with me with the latest hot topics. And I certainly hope that you are willing to come on again and we do more chit-chatting. It has been a pleasure. I know that the audience is going to love you. I do want to talk to you just for a few minutes longer once we're done. So if you just stick around. Guys, I want to thank you so much. You guys tell Jordan bye. Thanks so much for battling with us. See you later. Bye.